Hello, my dear conference, my dear brothers and sisters. I am Father Aaron Alcoseba. I am here in Thailand, and I am putting on this face mask just to drive out the point that we are still in this pandemic. Even though here in Thailand we are a little bit free now to do so many things, and thank the Lord that those who were affected are even less than what the whole of Cebu has undergone. Those who are affected here in Thailand have not even reached 4,000. And as a whole, so far there have been 58 deaths, and it has not been increasing up to this day. And so many got cured out of the 3,000 plus who were affected. And that is something that we have to thank the Lord, and of course to thank the medical authorities, of course the government, for all that they have done in order to control the spread of this virus. Yes, I am still with the face mask. Well, just to drive out that point, and I would like to say that we also have this alcohol available for hand wash, so that we help in putting into practice the protocols that have been placed by the health authorities and also imposed by the churches here in Thailand. Well, I better remove my mask so that you can hear me better, and you could see my face better, of course. Yeah. I would like to thank Father Arvin, who has initiated this small project of sharing some good nights, some thoughts during this time of pandemic, in which we cannot meet that easily. We are still wary of how we should move around, so on and so forth. And I would like to thank him for this initiative that he has done. And I told him that, okay, I will contribute a little bit about this. So please bear to hear my sharing on this point. I am not supposed to exceed 3 minutes, as we usually say in our good nights. The other day, I was really struck by the call of the apostles. After Jesus prayed the whole night, and the following day he called the apostles and he named them one by one. From Simon, who was changed into Peter, from Andrew, so on and so forth. And it's so catching that the end of the line of these apostles, there is that point in which the name of Judas was mentioned, and an additional part of that call has been scripted there, the one who betrayed the Lord. Well, come to think of it, we have been called by name. We might have been babies at that time when we were called by names. Our parents, our godparents, gave us beautiful names. And when I was new here in Thailand, people were asking me, what's the meaning of your name? And I said, well, it's a biblical name. It's Aaron, and that's in the Bible. Of course, many could not relate with it that much, because most of those people who asked me were not Catholics. For the Catholics, they would immediately know that my name comes from the Bible. And so I got lost with giving them a reason or giving them the meaning of my name. I still have to search for that anyway. But for the Thais, their names have meanings. For example, the name of my provincial, Teparat, na, it means angel. Na. And so many other names of our confreres, yeah, they have meanings. And they are supposed to imitate or be like that name, the meaning of that name that they have. No? And that's beautiful, right? No. But the thing is that we have been given names since our baptism. And we have been carrying that in our official records, so on and so forth. But one thing which perhaps would escape our attention is that we are also named Christians. We are also named Catholics. So aside from having a name which may have a meaning, I think there's a bigger name that we have which has a lot of meaning and a very privileged name, and that is, we are called Christians, we are called Catholics, we are called followers of Christ. So we cannot really say that we have a simple calling. We are called by Christ, we have been branded by Christ, and we are supposed to show that brand. Well, I am having on a polo shirt. That's a brand. Well, it's not intended for show, but just to say that, yes, we like to have branded things. But what escapes us many times is that we have been branded to be Christians, to be Catholics, to be followers of Christ. And we have to show that in our daily lives. I have been 45 years here in the mission of Thailand. This is the only place that I have been out of the Philippines. I am originally from Cebu, Philippines, and of course, eagerly proud of that beginning. At the same time, eagerly proud of telling people that I am coming from there. Even though now in the pandemic, Cebu is we say perhaps the capital of the pandemic now. Of course, it's sad to say that. At the same time, we have to accept that, Cebu is the cradle of Christianization. And as we are approaching the 500 years celebration of Christianization of the Philippines, now we cannot really overlook that we are Christians, we are Catholics, and we are not just supposed to be proud of that, but we have to live like that, just as the apostles had lived. Many times we see in the Facebook or in the YouTube sharings like where the apostles died, how they died. And we have to ask ourselves, how are we living our Christian life? How are we living or being Catholics in this present moment that we are? So I would like to pray that as we go on with our lives, especially our dear youth who are still in prime age of their lives, come to think of it and come to ask yourself, how am I living my Christian life? I have been called by God by name, but at the same time I have been privileged by God to be a Christian and a Catholic. Am I giving credit to that? Am I proud of this trademark? My dear brothers and sisters, I would like to bid you good night, and I hope that I can come to see you again these following days as we move on with our lives. Daghang salamat. Maayong gabi.